Hey, so this was so strongly on my heart over the last 24 hours that I wanted to jump on much earlier than I normally do, but it is so important. And in the last 24 hours, the number of women that I've heard express discouragement or feeling kind of weighed down with all of the events that have been happening. And so, hey, Trisha, if you're watching live, type live below. If you watch replay, or comment and say hi so that I can see it, unless you type something, I don't know that you're watching while I'm live. But so let me caveat this by saying that if you're easily offended, then I'm probably not the person for you. I will always say it with love, grace, and kindness, but I'm also a truth teller, because placating and all the constant just, I don't know, telling you what you want to hear isn't helping, right? I see somebody just jumped off. That's good. Because this is not for somebody that is going to be easily offended by this. But for those of you that know me, know my heart is to help, to encourage. And sometimes that means like speaking truth to get people to kind of snap out of it. And what I have heard over the last 24, 48 hours, especially, is just this discouragement and this feeling of overwhelm and being stuck, right? Thank you, Trisha. And the reality is that, yeah, I get that 2020, there's been a lot of things that have, well, obviously, a lot of things that have happened that have been unexpected, right? A lot of things that are out of our control. But I'm going to be real with you, and this is the tough love. We are 6 months into it. So it is time to put back on those big girl britches that I know you got and take control. And you start with simple things. Now, mind you, there are times to mourn. There are times to feel knocked down, right? There are times to feel like you failed, right? We do fail. It's okay to fail, right? Whether it was outside circumstances or a response to it. But this is the thing. We're 6 months into it. So you get to choose how long you stay down, right? You get to choose how you respond to it. We all do. And that's why we need to talk truth, and we need to get real with the longer you focus on what didn't happen, the longer you focus on what went wrong, the longer you focus on how the sky is falling and everything is horrible, you're allowing yourself to stay stuck. You're allowing yourself to repeat the cycles. So even though you can't control the events, you control how you respond to it. And if you're still responding with 2020 has sucked, and I don't know if I can only just survive. Girl, you were created for more than just surviving. You were created to thrive. You're created to enjoy life. You're created on purpose for a greater purpose that only you can give. You have unique gifts and talents that only you can give for yourself, for your family, for the community, for whatever aspect you're meant to have an impact on. And if you've not heard me talk before, that impact might be staying home and raising 3 kids. That might be being a CEO of somebody else's company and helping them have build that business and having an impact from somebody else's company. It might be building your own business, but you have a unique purpose that only you can create. And this idea of being distracted and discouraged, those 2 words keep coming up. And I heard it again in a service that I was listening to it was a Sunday service that I just listened to because we were paddleboarding on Sunday. And I'm like, that just affirms this theme that I keep hearing, this sense of discouragement and distraction. And it is time to recognize it for what it is and put those big girl britches back on and decide to do something about it, because we get to decide. And it is hard. It's especially hard if you're trying to do it on your own. It's especially hard if you feel stuck and weighed down. So here's some simple things to start with. Start with daily gratitude and daily intention, right? One of the ways that we get unstuck is to change our thoughts. Our thoughts are so incredibly powerful. They are the driving factor. Our thoughts, and I've talked about this all the time, but our thoughts, again, even our thoughts, we don't always control the impulse thought, but we control our ability. It's a skill set to learn to get mindful of our thoughts and then decide how long we're going to sit with them or let them sit with us and how we're going to respond to them. We get to respond the way we choose to, right? We don't have to react. We get to learn how to respond. And so starting with our thoughts is powerful, whether it's getting unstuck, reaching a goal, building a better life, whatever the case may be. It all starts with our thoughts, because our thoughts that we sit in and focus on create the belief system, and truly it's our beliefs then that direct our choices, our patterns, and our behaviors. So if you want a different result, you have to start with better thoughts. And if you're stuck in this pattern of thinking and focusing on how horrible 2020 has been, or how this went wrong in my life, or Rebecca, you just don't understand, but this happened and that happened. Like, I get it, sister. I've been there, done that in many different aspects of life. But reality is, that's when you've got to learn to figure out how to pick yourself up, refocus, and do different. And that starts with your thoughts. Don't give your power away by focusing on what didn't happen, or what went wrong, or this person did this to me, or that person did that, or the overwhelm, the fear, and the anxiety. Like, I get that it can be real, but as long as we sit in it, we give our personal power away, and we were created for more than that. So starting with daily gratitude allows you to start focusing on those thoughts. It allows you to get proactive about what you're focused on. Truly taking time, either at the end of the day, the morning of the day, or heck, bookend your day and focus on what you are grateful for. Because if you're watching this video, that means you have a phone. That means that you have internet access. Chances are the people that are, watching this video and with me specifically, you've got a home, you've got a heater, you've got air conditioning, you've got the ability to walk, to breathe, to do all the things. And those things in and of themselves are something to be grateful for, right? In addition to that, and heart of gratitude is starting the day with daily intention, right? If you do not control your focus, if you do not control your aim, then you're leaving it to our autopilot thinking. And our autopilot thinking, if we're stuck, I will tell you, our autopilot thinking is part of the reason we're feeling stuck. So in order to change that, again, it's getting intentional. It's looking at, and I'm going to flip my page to make sure I don't miss it, because I wanted to make sure I write it down. Setting the daily intentions, because this is actually a short list of a longer, not too much longer, but a longer list. So the top 3 things to set intentions would be, how do I want to show up today? I know it sounds woohoo, but I'm telling you, getting intentional. How do I want to show up today? I want to show up with energy. Think about yesterday I posted a question about 6 months from now, like finish this question. 6 months from now, I will know I'm successful if. Well, 6 months from now, how do you show up on a daily basis? Because you can't wait for that to happen. You have to start working on the practice of being who you want to become in order for you to get there. Think on that. I know it takes a minute, but it's super powerful. How do you want to show up today? How do you want to feel today? So again, do you want to feel discouraged and despaired and distracted? Probably not. But if you don't get intention, if you don't set the focus of how you want to feel, I want to experience joy, I want to experience energy, I want to focus, or I want to experience, I want to, at the end of the day, feel like I focused and I was productive and I moved the needle forward for whatever direction, for my family, for my life, for my business, for my fitness, whatever the case may be. How do you want to feel today? What's the one thing that you can do to work on your goal? So not all the things, right? We have these never-ending to-do lists that feel overwhelming. And when we feel overwhelmed, we get nothing done. So what one thing can you do today that is the most important? What is the highest priority for you today? And what can you get it done? And then lastly, how can I encourage somebody else today? Sometimes the feeling stuck and feeling overwhelmed is because we're so self-focused. You can't give and think about other people and feel like overwhelmed and discouraged at the same time, right? When we are feeling kind of another statement, somebody had asked this on Facebook the other day, but one of my common things for me, and this is for me, mantra that I adopted a long time ago is pitiful or powerful, but you can't be both. So when you are having a bad moment or a bad day, you catch yourself and ask, pitiful or powerful, I can't be both. What do I choose? Usually the answer is, I want to sit in pity for the rest of the day, right? You want to be powerful, but you have to choose it. So if you want help we are starting our 10-day Defunk Yourself challenge, which perfectly aligns with all that we've been talking about, in that it's just a way to get recommitted and refocused. 10 days is just enough time to not feel overwhelmed, but start to plant the seed to build the momentum that can help you finish 2020 strong. Be mindful. We've got over 2 months left, not quite 12 weeks, maybe 11 or 10 weeks left now. That means that you still have the opportunity to create an amazing story for 2020. You get to end strong. You get to decide 2020 is the year that and make it something amazing. You've still got plenty of time to do that. So take your power back. Focus on that heart of gratitude. Start with some daily intentions. Join the 10-day Defunky Challenge so that you can get unstuck enough to start to build that momentum and have an amazing rest of the 2020, because you're worth it. You deserve it. And you're created for more than to just feel discouraged and distracted. Don't let other things win. You control your personal power. All right. Love you guys. Bye.